and the same principles that were in 1968 when the law was passed to create this system, the same basic core values are still there. And the basic value is the equity principle, that every child, boy or girl, north or south, has to have an opportunity to good quality public education. So this was guiding the overall policy development for the first 20-25 years since 1968. We didn't adopt a vision that every pupil should perform above average. Yeah? Have you heard about that? Good. We soon realized that it's not realistic, yeah? And always remember that PISA, any standardized test, always measures fairly narrow area of students' learning. Me as a teacher, if I'm concerned about the tolerance and cooperation and ethics of my students, those are rarely measured in these tests. Just simply looking at the relative difference of Finnish students' average performance to the international average, this indicates that yes, there may have been a slight but steady progress in the Finnish students' performance in mathematics. Very interesting thing. And now the next question is that, so what happened? How did Finns do this, or what happened in the schools that this was done? And one important notion here is that at least we can say that we didn't do this through standardized testing and accountability, yeah? This is for sure we can say this. Huh? So if you need international evidence, this is particularly true. But the similar types of things we find in Sweden and Norway and Denmark as well. There's about 5 pupils per 1 computer today in Finnish schools. And the computer policy, I think, is a little bit perhaps changing now, that I think particularly our well-trained teachers they have probably lost their faith on technology as a solution to the human challenges and problems that we have in our schools. I have several principal friends in Finland who firmly believe that the future school is not only standardized test-free school, but also technology-free school. We have a so-called intelligent accountability policy or principle. You know, we don't have this accountability word, but this intelligent accountability in Finland refers to shared responsibility and trust in schools. And it also means that teachers are using many different ways of assessing their students and many different ways and means to report what students are learning to the parents and the community. It's wonderful to see these schools and environments where people are trying out things. Nobody's ever mentioning testing or preparing you for something else. It simply doesn't exist in Finnish schools. If you ask any Finnish teachers that why you are doing this, what you're doing now today, you will never hear that I'm preparing my students to take a test or something else. Never. They always tell you that I want them to understand. I'm helping them to explore these things, or we are learning this and that thing. The administration is actively trying to help schools and teachers to learn from each other, because this was realized already 15, 20 years ago that this wisdom is not in the ministry or in the central administration, how to improve schools. It is in the schools, and our problem in the administration is to help teachers and schools to come together and learn what they need to learn. I think you have an excellent starting point, and now this is not a matter of turning the system upside down. I think this is the whole issue of redesigning this accountability, as you were mentioning, and addressing these problems of dropout and some other things. It's just a matter of goodwill and working together towards these things. But this trust issue is extremely important as well. If I was one of you, I would probably go to the minister and say that this is where I would like you to work with us, to build this trust and make him and everybody else understand that this doesn't happen probably during his 5-year mandate, but he has to help also the other people to continue to work where we stop here.